The great Catholic theologian Thomas Aquinas put it this way: there is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship. And then Eleanor Roosevelt said, many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. And as I read earlier the book of Proverbs, friends come and friends go, but a true friend sticks by you like family. So this morning, the gift of friendship. And let me share 4 insights. First of all, Jesus himself valued and needed friendship. Jesus himself valued and needed friendship. One of the most moving scenes in all of the Gospels is found in the 11th chapter of the Gospel of John. Jesus is preaching and teaching in Jerusalem when he gets word from his dear friends Mary and Martha that their brother and the dear friend of Jesus, Lazarus, is critically ill. The word that comes to Jesus from Mary and Martha, according to John, is this: Lord, behold, the one whom you love is sick. So Jesus is preaching and teaching in Jerusalem. He gets a message from Mary and Martha that Lazarus is critically ill, and the word he gets from them, Lord, behold, the one whom you love is sick. Now, if you look at the Greek there for the word loved, you will discover that it's the word philia, P-H-I-L-I-A. And philia literally means a deep devotion, a deep affection, a heartfelt emotional connection to another person. So when Mary and Martha speak the words, the one whom you love, in the Greek, they are saying about Jesus that he had a strong emotional attachment to Lazarus, that he had a deep and abiding affection to Lazarus. This was not just another man in his life. This was one of the dearest friends he ever had. And then Jesus goes, as you know the story, from Jerusalem to Bethany, and by the time he gets to Bethany, Lazarus is dead. And so we find in the 11th chapter, verse 35, what some have called the shortest verse in all of the Bible, Jesus wept. Now what's revealing about that is the word wept. In the Greek, the word wept does not mean that he just shed tears. It literally means that he burst into tears, that he was sobbing, that he was crying profusely. There are only 2 occasions in all of the Gospels when we find Jesus crying, and on this occasion, according to the Greek that is used, Jesus is not just shedding tears, he has burst into sorrow. He is sobbing profusely. He has burst into tears because his dear friend Lazarus has died. One New Testament scholar sums all of this up with these words: the New Testament is clear that Jesus valued the friendship of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus, that he spent many an hour in their homes relaxing, resting, enjoying the blessing of their companionship. Should anyone doubt that Jesus valued and desired their friendship, pay attention to the words, he wept. The response of those standing by tells it all, because the onlookers say, after Jesus weeps, see how he loved him. One could go so far as to argue that these relationships were spiritual and emotional nourishment for Jesus as he went about his public ministry of teaching and preaching. Here's the point. Jesus needed friends, and we need friends. If the Son of God needed the spiritual and emotional and mental nourishment that comes from friendship, so do you and I. Second thing, true friendship has certain key qualities. I read recently that the average adult on Facebook has 348 friends. The average adult who is on Facebook has 348 friends. Nobody has 348 true friends, meaning people who are your friends, who will be there through thick and thin for you. There are a lot of people who will interface with you on social media and who might be good people and with whom you might have some connection. But there's not a one of us in this place that can say that we have 348 people who are going to be for us in thick and thin, our friends. I read an article recently titled The 10 Key Characteristics of True Friendship. Let me list 7. A friend's support is unconditional. When the going gets tough, a friend is right there beside you. A friend has seen you at your worst and loves you anyway. A friend is someone with whom you can share secrets and confidence. You can phone a friend for help even in the middle of the night. True friends want to be bothered when you need them. A friend is honest with you. He or she lovingly deflates your ego without condemning you. A friend is drawn to you not for what you are, but who you are. When you share your wildest dreams, a friend is someone who replies, "How can I help? What can I do?" instead of saying, "Are you out of your mind?" True friends embody certain characteristics that help us know they really are our friends and not just friends. Third thing, true friendship is a sacred trust. Do you understand that the deep friends of your life are a gift from God? That this is a sacred thing? That as God has given you these friends in your life, that they might be with you in the highs and the lows of your life, that they might celebrate the great joys with you and walk the deep challenges with you. And when you need to weep, they'll weep with you. When you laugh, they will laugh with you. That's a gift. I love the verse in the book of James that said, "Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of heaven." If I ask you right now to take out a piece of paper and to write down the people who really are your truest friends, you could do that. Do you understand that's a gift? It's a sacred gift. And sacred gifts need to be nourished. It's one thing for you to acknowledge the people who are the deep friends in your life, or for me to acknowledge the people who are the deep friends in my life. It's another thing to nourish that relationship. To care about it so much, to honor the gift so deeply that we nurture it. How do we do that? We stay in touch. We regularly express our gratitude for this gift in our lives. We regularly pray for one another. And we keep each other posted of our highs and our lows. The real friends in your life are a gift from God. You honor that gift by staying in touch, by saying thanks, by praying for that person, and by keeping that person posted of what's really going on honestly in your life. Final thing. We want to be friends of Jesus, sharing His love with others. I read this morning from the 15th chapter of the Gospel of John, what I consider to be one of the most compelling passages in all of the New Testament, where Jesus, in the final discourses with His disciples, says this simply: "You are my friends if you do what I command you. This is my commandment: love one another." I want to be a friend of Jesus. I think you want to be a friend of Jesus. And according to Him, the way we are a friend of Jesus is to actively love other people. This church has so many expressions of mission outreach that we all celebrate. Just this morning, the communion offering will go for a ministry in which we have been involved for 3 years now, Room in the Inn. We completed in the spring of this year, our 3rd year, invested in that ministry that serves the homeless, providing shelter and food. You know about that. We celebrate that opportunity. At this service, we're going to commission a lot of young people who are going with Sue and Brian and other adults on 3 different mission trips, youth mission trips this summer. What a celebration that so many youth are involved in mission outreach, and we have the opportunity today in this service or the 11 o'clock service to send them forth in support and love all through this church. But I want to tell you the place that I personally believe we must more deeply invest ourselves in the name of the friendship of Jesus. and that is in the lives of young children in their academic progress. Listen to this. Children not ready at grade level by the end of third grade are 36 times less likely to graduate high school. Listen to this. Just let it sink in. Children not ready at grade level by the end of the third grade are 36 times less likely to graduate high school. Reading proficiency by the third grade is the most prominent predictor of high school graduation and career services. Shelby County is full of needful children who are nowhere close to the third grade proficiency that is needed. Thanks be to God that in 2010, volunteers in this church dreamed the dream, wrote the curriculum, developed the plan, propagated the plan that we know is Team Read. So since 2010, beginning at Caldwell Guthrie Elementary School, members of this congregation dreamed the dream, wrote the plan, developed the process, passed it on, so that now there are over 50 schools involved in Team Read and thousands of volunteers who have been trained. All because a group of adults in this congregation believed that Jesus was calling us into the lives of hurting children. I thank God for that. And let me tell you about another opportunity that's coming. You'll learn more about it next Sunday. It's called Project Transformation. We're uniting with other United Methodist churches in Shelby County to provide a summer reading enhancement program so that indeed young children who tend to lose what they've gained from the school year during the summer will have their reading enhanced. Because once again, if you get to the third grade and you're not reading proficient, you're 36 times less likely to graduate. And 80% more likely not to have success. So I want you to pay attention to Project Transformation. Right now, just embrace the language. Know God is calling us there. And I hope as you learn more about it, you will pay attention to how you can be involved this summer. Here's my point. I want to be a friend of Jesus. You want to be a friend of Jesus. And the way we are friends of Jesus is to reach out in His name and His friendship and His love to help a hurting world. So this morning, the gift of friendship. Recognize that even Jesus valued and needed friendship. Recognize that there may be friends, but are they down in the dirt when you need them the most? Day or night? Friends. Friendship is a gift, and it needs to be nourished. And may we all practice the friendship of Jesus by loving others. Thanks be to God.